This is Tin Caps Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody, to Parkview Field. And Tin Caps on deck, the Tin Caps pregame show brought to you by Hoopy Insurance Services. Tin Caps back home tonight, taking on the Lake County Captains, the high A affiliate of the Cleveland Guardians, in game one of a six-game series. Team was on the road last week over in South Bend, and we get a chance on Tuesday to talk with manager Jonathan Mathews. And I think you may remember, I hope you remember, a show that used to be on ABC TV called Wide World of Sports. And there was a pet phrase that was used many a time: the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And you and your team experienced both of those this past week, more agonies than thrills, but it was kind of a crazy week.
It was. First of all, South Bend has a very good baseball team. There's a reason they're in first place over there, I think. But, yeah, we dropped 5 of 6, but the one that we won, we gave up 7 in the first on a very uncharacteristic start from Cash Mayfield. But his teammates picked him up, and the guys kept grinding all night. And, when you give up 7 in the first and still have a chance and come back to win, that was a pretty special night.
Yeah, it really was. Sunday was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Perhaps the worst day of the season fielding-wise, with 4 errors. And though you fell behind, you had the lead, and then you fell behind, but you still had a chance to win it with the bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, we did. And Jamie Hitt was outstanding, and so we kind of spoiled his start, which is going to happen some nights. The bullpen's not going to be effective every night, but yes, and very uncharacteristic defense. I just looked yesterday, and I think we still have the least amount of errors in all of high A of all 30 clubs, and so our defense has played very well, and that was a very uncharacteristic night. But again, we lost the lead, but the guys kept battling, and yeah, we had the bases loaded with Alex McCoy hitting down by 2, and I will take my chances with that most times.
We talk about Jamie Hitt. What a performance he had, but his last batter that he faced in the bottom of the 7th, I call it one of the classic at-bats in Fort Wayne history. 10 pitches, and you would have thought it was a playoff game as that bat carried on. Yeah,
it was both of those guys, Jamie and the hitter, both of them were battling, and it was fun to watch it, but yeah, Jamie's performance that night or Sunday was outstanding, and yeah, down to the final pitch of that last at bat.
51 games into this 2026 season. I know you're not happy with the record of 23 and 28. A two-part question: what has been the greatest joy, and what is the greatest concern?
The greatest joy for me personally is kind of being back in the dugout, back in the fight with the guys, back in the clubhouse. The last couple of years, I missed that a little bit when I traveled through the system. So that part has been great. I don't know. The biggest concern, I guess, is I just want to make sure these guys are developing, which I think they are. And, yeah, I don't want to be 23 and 28, but that's where we are, and we'll see where we finish. I always think it's more important where you finish than where you start. So that's my main concern, is making sure these guys are all, winning some games is great, but I want them to develop as players.
15 games left in the first half. 6-game series at home starting tonight against Lake County, which is in 3rd place in the East. Next week you're over in Dayton taking on the 2nd-place Dragons as they are right now. Both of those teams trying to run down Great Lakes. It doesn't look numbers-wise like the Tin Caps can make that the first-half division title, but they're still important games, and if nothing else, you get a chance to play spoiler, and you still have a say as who's going to win the first half in the East.
Yeah, for sure. And, we just, or at least I hope they do. I know I do, just kind of take one game at a time. And so what are we going to do to win today? And then we do it again, with the same mentality tomorrow. So 15 games left, but the way I look at it, instead of playing 15 games, remaining, we have one game tonight. And that's kind of where my focus is.
Matthew Watson gets the ball tonight, the Tuesday starter. He's had some good outings. He's had some not so good outings. Is anything special said to him getting ready for tonight's game? Any additional words of wisdom or anything like that?
Not from me necessarily. I know Yorman Bizzardo, the pitching coach, he and Waddy are in doing a game planning meeting right now, how they're going to attack various hitters. This lineup is a challenge. They have a lot of left-handed hitters and switch hitters. So, in general, if Matt's throwing the baseball over the plate, that's when he's good. His stuff is certainly good enough. So that's his main focus tonight.
Final question. How good is it to be back home after that tough week on the road?
Very good. It's always good to come back to Fort Wayne and South Bend. The ballpark's great. I don't know. I just like being back here. That was a tough week. So yeah, I think the guys are happy to be back in the fort.
As always, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight and good luck this week against the Lake County Captains.
Thanks, Mike.
That is manager Jonathan Mathews. I'm Mike Maas. You're listening to Tin Caps on Deck. Back with more in a moment on the Tin Caps Radio Network.
Podcasts by Federated Media.